Hey Internet, it's Bravo Gaming back with a long overdue video update on my Nemesis 3D build. So this board is not finished, but it's getting close and having our first game on Sunday. And I've been on holidays from work for the last week and a half, so I've been able to put a fair bit of time into it to try and get it up to spec, at least playable. And as I said, it's getting pretty close to that now. Still a fair bit to do, but it's definitely in a playable state. So this is going to be a really quick video update. I just want to give you guys a bit of a look at where it's at and show off a couple of the features and just discuss quickly at the end, I guess, the things remaining that I want to do to call it finished. So starting down here at the cockpit, we have a self-destruct and round digital timer. So rather than use the tactile trackers on the board, I wanted to make this digital. So this has been wired up to this switch here. Click that on. Now this one lights up blue, that's the round timer. I actually fried that by mistake when I was wiring it up, stupid error. Put a wire where it shouldn't have went and blew it. So I've ordered another one and it should be here in a week or two. So I'll put that in then, but that will be blue to denote rounds. And the red is the self-destruct timer. And I've just wired up some buttons to go up and down. So red is up, black is down. So I thought that was pretty cool. I like the way they've been integrated in. It was just dumb luck how long they are. I had to file them slightly to make them fit, but two of those take up this panel in the middle, so they fit very neatly. So coming down the stairs here into the room there, you have, I'm not sure how well you can see this, apologies for the lighting, but I wanted it to be dark enough to sort of show off the lighting. So I hope this is a balance of the LEDs looking cool, but also being able to see some of the detail. But that's basically a couple of different 3D prints. It's meant to be some sort of ventilation shaft system with a few outlets. And that will be the communal technical corridor noise marker tracker. So if you generate noise in the technical corridors, it'll just be a case of dropping the token on there to denote that. So moving forward from there, we have the escape pod area. We have A, B, C and D, each with two slots where the minis fit neatly into. Move this big fella out of the way. The evac area, as I've painted on the floor panels there, just trying to theme it up a bit. So that will be obviously where you go to get into the escape pods when the time comes. And a little amber flashing LED there for a bit of extra atmosphere. Now bringing it around, we've got our hibernatorium. So obviously the 6 cryopods all lit up blue, apart from this one on the end here, which has been ripped open by one of the intruders. I still have to add some blood effects and add in a dead passenger miniature, which is on my to-do list. But pretty happy with how that turned out. We've got our lab with the specimen tubes. I hate the paint job on these. I need to redo them eventually. They look pretty crappy at the moment, I think. But I will get to that. Here's another 3D print. I like this one. It was like I can't remember what it was called. I'll try and remember to link all of the 3D prints that I've found in the description, but I've just started trying to dress up the board with any sort of appropriate sci-fi terrain greeble type prints, and this is one of those which I really liked because it's hollow, which obviously lends it fairly well to having an LED inserted into the base to give that sort of fire effect. And since the last update, I've also had my Fog Monster 2 arrive, which is that thing there. It's, for those that don't know, It was a Kickstarter, I believe, and it's basically a dedicated gaming terrain fog slash mist machine. So it works by remote control. You can adjust fan speed and the LED colour. And then I've gone down to my local hardware and rated the electrical conduit section for 25mm conduit, which is this black conduit you see. And that's the sort of effect it gives. Pretty cool. Especially I'm going to add in an LED light here. Once you start getting some lights in the middle of that mist, it makes it look really awesome. I wanted a couple of outlets. This one here's got probably too many bends in it, I think, because there's not as much fog coming out of that one. There's a small amount, but nowhere near as much as this one, which would obviously be because of the gentle curve there. That T section doesn't conduct the fog anywhere near as well, so that's a work in progress. I'll keep tinkering on that to get hopefully a fairly even distribution of fog across the board, but this is good enough for now. You do have to watch it though, it does generate a bit of moisture. It's not soaking, but that is wet slightly to the touch, so I'll be keeping a rag or a sort of hand towel close by to keep that under control. I'm going to add a light in here too. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's just a electrical conduit T-piece which had a flat top. I've printed off that vent grill to suit and put it on top just to make it look a little bit more sci-fi and blend it in. And I want to put a light on top just to add a bit of extra, aesthetic to that. This was just an area where this is right at the end of the build, and a couple of my corridor pieces didn't quite line up to be the right length. I could have easily rescaled them, but rather than do that, I just used some old misprinted 3D items from a bin that I keep of all my failed prints, and I just created sort of some debris, and this grate that you see was from a portcullis print that failed, and then just whacked a blue LED underneath it, which eventually I'll go around the board and do that sort of thing in as many places as I can, just so it's all lit up and looking nice and spaceshipy. I think that's most of the things I wanted to talk through. So there you have it. That's how we're looking at the moment. I'm really excited to see how it comes together when I add all of the lighting that I want to add and get that fog sorted out so it's more even across the board. Get my blue round counter, and it should be a lot of fun to play on, I hope. So it's Friday night now here in Australia, in Brisbane at the moment, and we're having a game on Sunday morning, so really looking forward to that. That's everything. Thanks for watching if you got this far, but I will look to do a proper update in the very near future. I would like to add in a bit more detail about exactly what I've printed, which is the Dragon's Rest Ultimate Collection is the name of the 3D prints that form the bulk of what you're looking at. A really great set by Ian McLaughlin from here in Australia. Great 3D artist. His pack has created most of what you see, and the rest I've sort of filled in from Thingiverse. One more thing I wanted to mention quickly, just at the back here, this is called Biocraft. This is another STL pack that I bought, which is very Geiger inspired from the Aliens film. The very famous artist, designer that created that sort of alien exoskeleton look to the terrain. Yeah, Biocraft, if you look that up, they're pretty cool. I've just created it. I didn't discover that until the end of the build, so I've just done one room in it, which I think thematically, the way I look at it is like the aliens have started slowly taking over the ship. But yeah, just a nice alternative to the Dragon's Rest files. A little bit of extra variety. But yep, that's everything. Thanks for watching. Happy gaming, and hopefully I'll bring you a more detailed update very soon. Thanks guys.